one thing that caught my attention in your video is I want to be open to the possibility that during deep sleep, awareness does not actually disappear,
Hmm.
but everything we're aware of does.
Hmm.
And I saw a video which talks about you became aware of, not necessarily aware of, but you became aware during a deep sleep.
Hmm.
That really caught my attention. If you want to guide me through that, I don't necessarily want you to repeat that historical experience, but if you can guide me through that.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not even a historical experience. It's the direct experience of what is. We are just this awareness that is the exact same during the wake state as in the sleep state. The only difference between the wake state and the sleep state is in the wake state, consciousness is seemingly contracted. It's seemingly focused. It seemingly has attention, and that creates a very finite experience. Whereas in the sleep state, consciousness is no longer as attenuated, it's no longer as focused. And so it kind of zooms back out a little bit from the prism of mind, more towards its infinite, uncontrived essence. And that's why dreams can be super erratic. They don't necessarily play with the same dimensional realm
Mhm.
in physics that the waking mind does. It's
Mhm.
more infinite, it's more chaotic, it's less linear. Time can change, but and space can change in an instant. You can be in one place in your room at night and in another place in the universe some other time within the same dream. And so this essence just kind of is loosening back into its unconfined nature. But what you're talking about is the essence that is aware of both. And the essence that is aware of both, there's no difference. There's no difference between the wake state and the sleep state. What it's aware of, the contents changes oftentimes. Oftentimes they're also very similar, but it's just the contents that changes. The focusing mechanism gets a little looser during the sleep state. But the substance that is present and aware never changes. It never shares the limitations of the mind through which it looks, whether it's the wake mind or the sleep mind. That essence never shares those limitations and therefore is forever free, forever uncontained.
Mhm.
The pure presence of what is. That is your ultimate essence right here and right now. And when you discover this, you discover that there's a smooth transition between the wake state and sleep state in which your essence is known and
Mhm.
maintained throughout.
But during that period when there's no mind, I've never become conscious. Oh, this is me. I never had that experience.
That's because it can only be the mind that has the recognition, oh, this is me. And that, the absolute or pure consciousness, it has nothing to bounce off of to say that. It's just purely luminous.
Mm.
It's the pure luminous essence that knows this experience right here and now. It's the pure luminous essence that knows this now moment. Can you locate it right now?
Tell me about that.
Yeah, this essence that is aware is always just awareness. That is the self luminous quality of being, whether it's awake, asleep, alive in a body, or dead without a body. There's always just this self luminous awareness. There's nothing to be aware of when it's just itself. It's just abiding in its pure, unrefracted essence, its infinite essence. This infinite essence is the space from which All finite things emerge and dance within. That's the experience of the wake state. Going back to just the self-luminous quality of being is what I call the absolute. When awareness isn't mixed with any of its contents, that's deep sleep, deep, dreamless, contentless sleep. That is the absolute.
Again, I don't want to call it an experience, or I'm not necessarily wanting some form of experience, but some form of recognition during deep sleep. I don't have that.
And you won't, because you're not there. Or what you, the perceiving mechanism that you think that you want to be there is not there. There's nothing there for this self-luminous essence of being to bounce off of and know itself. It just is. But as you already recognized, that isness, that self-luminous isness, you enjoy it. There's joy there. There's peace there. There's freedom there. There's boundlessness there. That essence is the essence of all things. That essence is what is. So those same qualities are imbued in everything. Walking around as that essence of that's the exact same in deep sleep and encountering all things, you realize that those qualities are imbued in everything. In every experience, there's peace, there's joy, there's boundlessness. So deep sleep is a good way to investigate this. I like that you keep going back to it. I like that you're interested in it because, yeah, that essence, if you can distill what that is and
Yeah.
understand that is your absolute nature in the wake state and the dream state and the dreamless sleep state, it's the same throughout. Then you come into direct recognition as that. This awareness is never, it never shares the limitations of its contents.
Mm.
And in deep sleep, there are no contents. That's the only difference.